So I've been getting a lot of questions, not necessarily from YouTube, but in real life, friends, family, other people wanting to get into the trade. 2022, is it still a good time to become a mechanic? Should I apprentice in it? What are your thoughts on it, Alistair? So on and so forth. So we're going to go over that quickly today in light of the fact that I am starting an apprenticeship series, a how-to series, but with the whole goal of being able to train an apprentice pretty much on here on YouTube and get them up to speed in the industry without having to go to school or work in the field for several years. The goal with that is to either A, make everyone good enough to be able to do basic stuff at home, and B, get a higher quality apprentice in the door so when they go to find jobs, it's easier for them, higher pay, fast progression, so on and so forth. So a little bit about myself. I'm a heavy duty diesel technician. I work for a Ford dealer. I work on everything from 150s all the way up to 750s as big as we go. 750 being Ford's largest Super Duty option that they offer with a 6.7 Power Stroke diesel motor on it. You can get them with hydraulic brakes, you can get them with air brakes. I work on everything far in between. At home, I'll go out and I'll service whatever you want. You got a diesel tractor broken down in the field, I'll come work on it. Their Kubota dies on a driveway while digging out something for gravel. I'll do a service call, I'll fix that. So that's a little bit about myself. So I've been in the trade now for a few years. I've worked on everything. So is 2022 a good year to become a mechanic? Lots of guys, especially guys that have been in the trade for a lot longer, will say, don't waste your time, don't become a mechanic, it's not worth it. So what they're getting at here is the pay compared to, say, something like an electrician, carpenter, pipe fitter, gas fitters, welders. It's not always there, especially when you're on a piecework system, a flat rate system. I personally don't mind flat rate. I know some people don't like it and some people do like it, right? So there's no in-between ground with flat rate. If you love it, you hate it, you're either really good at it, you're terrible. So why would you become a mechanic when you need $100,000 worth of tools to make $100,000 a year when you can go out and become an electrician, pipe fitter, work the same hours, not have to work as hard in some cases, not that they don't work hard, but when you're on piecework as a mechanic, you have to work really hard. So why would you not go into any other trade to make the same amount of money? So that's the argument that older people in the trade will make. You know, the guys that have been there for 20, 25 years that have gone from carburetor to port injection to now direct injection as far as engines are concerned. So those people have seen the trade evolve, as it always has, and it become more and more difficult, and it's harder and harder and harder for them to catch up. They get more and more bitter. It's part of it. So coming into it now, especially with COVID, lots of people have left the trade. So I read a stat somewhere that in Canada, you're looking at about a 33 to 35% reduction in mechanics over the next 5 years. That was 2 years ago. With COVID, I would say we've probably hit that number already, as there are job openings for mechanics everywhere. Shops are shutting down, and you're getting less and less options where to take your vehicle. And as a result, shops are starting to have to pay more and more and more. So finally, for the first time in a very long time, mechanic rates are going up very quickly, and mechanics' pay are going up very quickly as these shops try and get the last few mechanics out there into their doors so they can stay open. So you're starting to see some fairly large signing bonuses, you're starting to see higher pay rates. The shop I'm working at pays extremely well, and we have some absolutely phenomenal technicians there. Some that have been in the trade for several years, a lot of new guys, and we're able to attract some of the best apprenticeship talent, in my opinion, as we do just pay higher than every other shop, right? So as a result of paying higher than every other shop, we get better apprentices. So if you want to play the long game here, in 5 years, I would say that mechanics will now start to pass all the other trades as far as pay goes. It could be that I'm just seeing the heavy duty side of things, because that's what I'm working in now, but I do see the trade as a whole going up in pay, and I do think it will continue as less and less mechanics are coming in. So first thing, pay. Yes, it's catching up. Second thing, if you're getting into mechanics to change brakes, suspension, tie rods, I don't know, tie rods, you name it, control arms, bushings, ball joints, that is sort of becoming a thing of the past, right? So everyone's heard of Tesla, another company you guys might not be So familiar with, I'll list some off here. So we've got Mullen Automotive Group, we've got Ford Blue, there's Rivian, I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. I know there's a couple others out there. Those are all hybrid vehicles, right? So your gas engines are slowly being phased out. So if you're coming in to change spark plugs, all that sort of stuff, don't bother, save your time, don't become a mechanic. As far as all that suspension stuff goes, everyone can do suspension. If you're getting to the trade, you're just doing suspension, you're just gonna be another mechanic, who cares, right? You're very replaceable. If you wanna make the most amount of money and be the best technician that you can be, you really now need to start focusing on electrical, even if you can get some computer science in your belt, because computer science and electrical, right? The relationship between binary and electrical, same thing, right? So if you can understand computer science, electrical will come very easily to you. I was fortunate enough that when I was in high school, I wanted to become a programmer, so I took all the things like computer science, HTML, web development, yada yada yada. I got a desk job right out of high school and I hated it, so I became a mechanic. As a result, now when I went to do my training, Ford's first training courses are Electrical 1 and Electrical 2. So you've got Basic Electrical and Advanced Electrical. Those are the first two courses they ever send you through, which should tell you how important electrical is becoming in this trade. So for an example, you've got a LIN bus, CAN bus, MS CAN, and probably like 3 different CAN bus networks, 2 LIN bus networks. These are all networks that you have within your vehicle. So things are getting more and more electrical, if you will, right? Wiring is becoming more and more important. Finding broken wires is becoming more important. Understanding how modules communicate is becoming more important. So a lot of the guys now that are getting older in the trade, this is not something easy for them to understand. And as right now, I would say probably about 25%, 30%, maybe even more of the jobs coming into the shop are electrical diag, or needing some sort of form of electrical diag. So now when you're getting into this, you're going from like you've got these old guys that are going from suspension brakes, carb tune-ups, and very mechanical systems, right? Like that 52 Bel Air we've got over there, very mechanical, not much electrical in there, right? The throttle is controlled by a physical rod. To now we have things like drive-by wires and driver door modules and passenger door modules. So the entire system has changed. So if you want to become a mechanic in 2022, you really need to understand that there's a lot of electrical that you're going to be doing, and if you want to be the highest paid and some of the best technicians that you can be, you need to be you need to have a solid understanding of electrical. That's my opinion as far as where the trade's going. Yes, I think pay is going to go up, but I also think things are going to get more and more complicated, and as things get more and more complicated, technicians are dropping out, as we saw with COVID here, and you're going to have to be better and better at electrical. Is now the time to become a mechanic? Yeah, probably. In 5 years, I think you're going to be making more money than you expect. That's just my 2 cents. You know, I'm one guy out of a lot of guys out there, but I've talked to a few guys that are kind of, again, very anti-mechanic. I've talked to a lot of guys that are very, if like we need mechanics, if we get them in now and start training them, then they're going to be more valuable in the future. So 2022, is this the year to become a mechanic? In my opinion, yes. Yes, it is. If you want to be a mechanic, go out there, become a mechanic, follow your heart, do what you love. That's kind of my 2 cents. Thank you very much, guys, for listening to me rant. It's just a question I've been seeing a lot, and I'm hoping that hopefully you gain some insight into our trade here, and if I've helped your decision at all. And if you're thinking about it, let me know down in the comments if you're planning on becoming a mechanic. And as far as this is going to be the first episode to our apprenticeship series. I'm going to start filming some more stuff. We're going to cover electrical, brake, suspension, engines, engine theory and operation. We're going to pull down a motor, disassemble it, go through the operations of it, and get a lot of stuff done. Try and help you guys out there if you are trying to get into the trade. So thank you very much. We'll catch you guys next time.